So the big question is this: how are marketers like us, who don't cut corners and rely on hype-filled, black hat, scammy marketing, who are always focused on providing value first and over-delivering for our customers with every single purchase they make, how do we market our products and services in a way that allows us to get our message out into the world, dominate the competition, and create a lifestyle of freedom and abundance without sacrificing sales and profit? That's the riddle, and on this show, you'll find the answer. Hey, my name's Misha Wilson, and welcome to Marketing with Misha.
What is going on, everyone? Misha Wilson here, and welcome to another episode of Marketing with Misha. As always, let me know what your name is and where you're coming in from. And today I want to talk about something really exciting, a principle in marketing that when you understand, really truly grasp, and then apply, essentially makes your competition completely and totally irrelevant. So let me know what your name is, where you're coming in from. Give me some comments, likes, hearts, and shares, all that jazz. If you guys are getting value, and be sure to go ahead and tag up a friend who needs to go ahead and hear this message if you think that they would get value. And with that said, I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. And today I want to discuss a topic that I actually talked about on one of our immersion coaching calls for our pro virtual mentorship clients, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And it's the topic of being better versus being different, and why being different is always better than being better. And this is something that I learned a long time ago from Rich Sheffrin. I was reminded recently in watching Rich's live stream and going through some of his marketing material. And it's really truly one of the most powerful things that people can kind of grasp and then apply. Because what most people do in their marketing, and you can see, all the various marketers out there, they try to be better, all right? They look at what everyone else is doing and they say, how can I make my videos look a little bit better? How can I make the lighting look a little bit better? How can I make the message be a little bit stronger, the message be the same, but delivered more crisply, delivered with less ums, ahs, how can I be a little bit more polished? How can I be better, right? And look, I'm not against better. I'm not against improvement. I'm not against investing in yourself to improve as an individual. All of those things are critically important for you as the entrepreneur to go ahead and embrace and practice on a daily basis. But when it comes to your marketing, and when it comes to your USP, and when it comes to how you position your products or services, the truth is that being better isn't always the best way. And being different is actually much, much, much more powerful. So when you tell your customer, let's look at it from the customer's lens. When you tell your customer that you're gonna buy a product and it's similar but a little bit better than the thing that they purchased before, what your customer has to do is subconsciously, they have to accept the fact that the thing they purchased before would have worked if they put in a little bit more effort, if they put in a little bit more time, if they, spent the time to figure it out, if they spent the time to truly commit themselves, right? Because you're saying, no, this path that you were on, that you were failing at, that, you weren't seeing progress with, and that, you really hated, that path was actually the right path, but let me give you my product that's just a little bit better. And no one wants to hear that. No one wants to hear that they were on the right diet, they just didn't follow it well enough, right? No one wants to hear that they had the right traffic source in our marketplace, but they just weren't good enough at it. And that's essentially how you're positioning your products and services when you say, my products are better. We have 12 modules instead of 10. We have, weekly training instead of monthly training. We have, XYZ instead of XYZ, versus creating a category of one and being different with your marketing. Let's look at an example of being different. Let's look at all the various diet fads out there, right? And I call them fads because at the end of the day, usually if you eat well and you eat a certain amount of calories and you work out, well, guess what? You're gonna be in pretty good shape, right? But let's look at all the various diet fads. Let's look at the Atkins diet. Let's look at the Zone diet. Let's look at, I believe, the Paleo diet. And now let's look at the ketosis movement, all right? The almost cult-like movement of the ketosis believers. All of those diets are very similar. It's low carb, it's high protein, it's, moderate to high fat. And, essentially that's essentially it. You work out, you eat less carbs. And I know all the people who are doing ketosis are saying, no, it's different because of this. No, it's different because of that. And all the people that are zone diet believers are saying, no, it's different because you eat every 3 hours and you don't eat just twice a day. And that's what's different. And the key is, whenever you have a group of people who are passionate about something enough that they will say that, no, it's different because of this, that's when you've struck gold as a marketer. Because what you do when you create that differentiation in your marketing is, the minute that you say, my thing is different because of these core reasons, the person then subconsciously, instead of saying that the stuff I was doing before would have worked if I was better, they can immediately say, oh, that's why that didn't work. I was on the wrong path. That thing wouldn't have worked no matter how hard I tried. That thing wouldn't have worked no matter how committed I was. That thing wouldn't have worked because, XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. And this new thing is the obvious solution and the correct path. And give me some comments, likes, hearts, and shares if you guys got value out of that lesson. I hope you guys understand the impact of that. Because the minute you give your prospect the ability to say, oh, all of my past failures, those things aren't my fault. Those things are the fault of the wrong vehicle that I was in. And if I just would have been in this different vehicle from minute number one, not better vehicle, if I would have been in this different vehicle, I would have been fine. The minute you do that, you elevate subconsciously your prospect's status, right? You remove the guilt of the past failures, which elevates the status, from an internal perspective for your customer. And you immediately give them a feeling of catharsis in knowing that they're good enough, they just didn't have the right vehicle. And whenever you can increase your customer status, whenever you can give your customer a reason why they failed other than telling them straight up that you need to be better, you need to follow the diet more strictly, you need to XYZ, you make them feel good. And when you make someone feel good long term, they will come back, they will purchase. More importantly, they will purchase over and over and over again, and they'll defend the decision that they made to purchase. They defend the decision that they made to start the diet. As an example, if you try to talk a ketosis dieter out of believing in ketosis diet, they will, they'll go to war for you if you're the person who created that trend, because that's truly what they believe in. All right. So understand that at the end of the day, different is always better than better. Look at how you can differentiate. Look at how you can, tweak your message. And it doesn't mean that you need to be brand new. It doesn't mean that you need to be super innovative. It doesn't mean that you need to be, first to market with some brand new idea. All of those different diet examples, guess what? Those were all pretty much the same thing. And I know a bunch of people are saying, no, ketosis is different for this reason. Well, guess what? It's low carb, moderate to high fat, and you work out, right? They're all pretty much the same, but they're wrapped different. They're framed different. The concept and the USP when it comes to how they're sold is different. And as a result, people jump on it for the exact reasons I just explained. So if you guys got value out of this Facebook Live, as always, don't forget to comment, like, heart, and share. I hope you guys got a ton of value. Good to see you guys on here today with me. And until next time, over and out.